It appears that Azealia Banks just came out to accuse DC Young Fly of being connected to the deaths of Miss Jacky O and his baby mama. Additionally, it appears that Azealia and DC Young Fly's feud is far from resolved given the, to put it mildly, the tea she's attempting to spill is outrageous. Everyone is now aware of Azealia's extreme mesalliances. However, this may be the most bizarre thing she has done in a very long time. Was Jacky O actually forced to have surgery by DC? Or is Azealia fabricating drama to retaliate against him for their minor disagreement? Let's dissect it, everyone. Thus, 2 years after the untimely death of Jacky O, and why is Azealia attempting to revive everything now? I mean, you would think that she would have said it when Jacky initially passed away if she had any actual dirt. However, we all know that Azealia has a long memory and has a habit of resting on soil until the impact is as great as it can get. Therefore, we shouldn't be shocked by what she's doing right now. However, if you have been following her conflict with DC Young Fly, you are already aware that she has previously made remarks against Jacky O a few hours following Jacky's dying. Azealia's evil persona posted some extremely harsh and upsetting things on Instagram. She stated in the article that Jacky O's death was due to karma, as DC had made fun of her in a wild and out and that as if he had offended her. Thus, in true Azealia flair, she wrote, DC Young Fly spent years projecting his own thoughts and hiding his deep-seated self-hatred as jokes about women's beauty, concerning his own unattractiveness to women who are completely comfortable with their bodies. You can talk about my tears all you want. They were not at all an indication of weakness. Rather, they were tears of wrath, because I won in the end. I'm glad I shed some tears and moved on. That Jacky O girl must have been quite self-conscious. Hey everyone, talking on the it's completely insane to be dead like that. Naturally, Azealia didn't stop at bringing up that old jab from Wild 'N Out since she is Azealia. She connected it to Jacky O's passing and went completely to the left. She also claims that Jacky's death was actually caused by DC's small jab from 5 years ago. Talk about having delusions. She then struck everyone with this crazy line. Ironically, he passed away in Miami, Florida on May 31st, 2023, precisely on my 32nd birthday. I'm going to teach you people to quit fucking me. Thus, if you have been observing, as you are already aware, Azealia referred to herself as a witch over the years, discussing spells, rituals, and various forms of mystical evil energy. Therefore, it wasn't simply her being petty when she said that. In essence, it was her implying that she was involved. It wasn't a tragic coincidence in our universe that Jacky's death coincided with her own 32nd birthday. It was a cosmic retribution. For background, let's go back to 2018. When Azealia appeared on Wild 'N Out, she made a mistake on her program and participated in a segment titled So Petty, Currently. If you enjoy roasting and going for the juggler with the jokes are the main goals of the game, as you are already aware. No one is exempt. Everyone is a target. And DC was forced to make fun of Nick Cannon, but rather than because she and Nick were on the same team, he chose to turn the tables and include Azealia in the process, which is highly typical for the show. Interview 3 now.
My boy Nick Cannon is so petty!
How petty is he?
He couldn't get Carter B, so he got Azealia.
She attempted to clap back at him in this excerpt that I'm sharing, so it's not like she just stood there and took it ready to demonstrate. Look at it.
But you have to enjoy your lap around the theater because you're not going to be booking any other work in any time. Enjoy Wild 'N Out. You won't even make it to Dub Comedy Jam, honey. Honey, this is the ceiling.
You need to find your dentist. How do you take your goddamn braces off but you kept the little middle part? Stupid girl.
She was so resentful of him for making her weep that she harbored a grudge against him for 5 years. So much that she publicly celebrated the death of his spouse. Now, fans criticized her at the time, saying things like, Azealia Banks is sick. It's really low to speak about. Someone's deceased partner because you were offended by a stage. Act 4 years prior, Azealia Banks went on to demonstrate why no one else was with her. It is disgusting and wicked to say that. When someone dies, how do you celebrate because you were made by their comedian partner? Distressed? Horrible. And even though Azealia Banks is the worst person on the planet and complains about everyone else, she couldn't handle it when she finally met her match. She's smiling at someone dying because she's harbored a juvenile resentment for 5 years. Yes, she is evil. She then attempted self-defense, stating, Nobody seems to realize how much Anna Windsor's success was ruined by the press coverage of the incident. Only at my label's insistence did I come to sing my song and then leave. I finally removed that thorn from my sight. There is no way in hell that I was endowed with so many talents, endowments, and beauty to serve as a cultural target for a group of people. Without a court of social media junkies to gesture for, who wouldn't have a pot to urinate in? In real life, Dickers, I do this. Her subsequent remark was even more outrageous than her initial one if we were to judge. She was simply toying with DC and making fun of her, which is why Anna was unattached. Winter is struggling because, in her perspective, the one joke did more than just make her feel bad. In a way, it wrecked her song's whole rollout. Fans, however, weren't buying it since the bully has done more than just make her disliked. Her entire career has suffered as a result. Therefore, she attempted to blame DC when it wasn't, only about her humiliation on television. He was the one who, in her memory, ruined one of her best attempts at a popular song. I then remarked, that's some bull. However, things worsened. You see, Azealia just came out with this new tea 2 years after Jacky passed away, and it strangely goes against what she claimed at the time. Azealia has a lengthy memory, as I mentioned, and it's since DC didn't answer at the time, it appears that she's been allowing her animosity to fester. However, given Azealia's recent remarks, he may be forced to respond because she made some quite alarming statements. However, as you are well aware, Jacky died following plastic surgery for a mommy makeover. Azealia is now asserting that Jacky's surgery was necessary because, first of all, DC supposedly wouldn't stop whining and complaining about Jacky's body, so he had her have the operation. Furthermore, Azealia didn't just show up with smoke, since she claimed to have receipts. After Jacky gave birth to their children, DC made some remarks about her in this particular video. Additionally, he stated that her appeared strange, and
used to look like 6th grade
Really?
pizza. It used to look like middle school pizza. Middle school cafeteria pizza.
he made it quite clear that he was sort of avoiding the question when she questioned if he enjoyed her the way they were queried.
So you like them still though?
Huh?
Did you like them still?
My phone. My phone ringing.
And however, Jacky also disclosed that some of her friends had cautioned her against doing the surgery. She ignored them, though.
I want to get my breasts done. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody told me, no, you're fine how you are. You're perfect. Leave me alone. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's my body. Guess what? My body. So I was like, no, I want to do it.
Azealia also claims that Jacky didn't listen since DC was pressuring her to alter her appearance because he no longer found her attractive. Additionally, Azealia implied that DC was purportedly menacing. Despite everyone else's warnings, she was ultimately compelled to have the procedure because she wanted to cheat on Jacky. The fact that this could have been prevented makes it incredibly depressing. Following herpesing, supporters began accusing Miami-based physician Dr. Jacky. Many information surfaced after her death, casting the entire incident in a suspicious light. As it happened, this process wasn't your typical surgery. In reality, Jacky and Dr. Zach were supposed to work together, and it was agreed that she would receive free surgery. Getting ready for my mommy makeover with Dr. Zach, she wrote on Instagram beside Dr. Zach, who reciprocated by promoting him on social media. For the complete revelation, keep checking my YouTube channel. However, when she unexpectedly passed away, things took a turn for the worst. And before long, everyone's attention was on Dr. Zach. Red flags began to surface as more people investigated him, and his reputation rapidly suffered. One of the first significant things that people observed was that Dr. Zach wasn't precisely a medical professional with board certification. He qualified as board eligible, and that essentially indicates that a doctor has finished their residency in a specialty or subspecialty, but they have not yet passed the official board test, failing it or not taking it. Additionally, this caused most people to seriously doubt his credibility, as well as his level of qualification to carry out such processes. The situation became even more dubious when Dr. Zach abruptly removed the joint Instagram post that had informed Jacky before to the procedure. People naturally began to speculate that it was an attempt to hide something, and the rumors quickly gained traction. The circumstance had gotten much worse when the police declared they were going to start looking into this case. transforming the already messy situation into a major scandal. According to the police, the medical examiner's office is looking into the conditions pertaining to the death. Additionally, the litigation is still in its early phases. And because the case never truly progressed, it was eventually dropped. The drama didn't stop there. Either Dr. posted a message on social media praising his facilities, describing them as spotless, top-notch, and everything. To all of my previous, present, and potential clients, PH1 Miami, he said he's committed to providing the best possible medical care. To meet globally accepted medical standards, all aesthetic operations are carried out in a hygienic setting. I am unrelentingly committed to improving methods in the field of plastic surgery. Most importantly, he added, my staff and I make sure that every patient is screened, prepared, and treated based on their unique medical history before any surgery. Our goal is to assist our students in achieving the greatest outcomes in the safest and most medically suitable manner. Physician Zakakov. However, it didn't end there since Jacky reportedly passed away in agony. Azealia also claimed that DC was solely to blame. TMZ said that Jacky had flown into Miami in particular to undergo the surgery, which was performed on May 30th. At first, everything appeared to be going well, and she was given an antibiotic and a typical post-op regimen to avoid infection. Oxycodone to relieve her pain and antiemetic drugs to keep her comfortable. I'm not a doctor, but based on what I understand, these are all quite common prescriptions given following plastic surgery. However, on May 31st, the very following day, things began to change. According to insiders, Jacky returned to the hospital for a post-op examination after complaining of a strong headache. Kim stated that she was told to cease taking the anti-nausea drug and to take ibuprofen instead during the visit. A seemingly insignificant change turned out to be a pivotal point in the series of events. That came next. By that same day's evening, Jacky started to feel as though her head was burning and was having trouble speaking, which made matters worse. Additionally, Jacky was with her aunt when she dialed 911. However, Jacky lost consciousness prior to their arrival, and at 11 p.m., the hospital declared her dead. Even though this is an extremely sad and tragic scenario, Azealia isn't acting like it is. Additionally, she's urging the police to resume the investigation into her death, treating it as a murder case with DC Young Fly as the prime suspect. Because, in Azealia's opinion, he forced Jacky. She passed away because she wanted to have the mommy makeover operation. And given how disgusting Azealia is, this won't be the last time we hear about it. Things will only get worse. However, two need to know your thoughts on this. Is Azealia really so disgusting? Will DC come through at last to check on Azealia and correct her behavior? Well, pay attention to this drama as it's not at a lover.